All right, we will begin today from Nollywood, where the big guns turned out in their Sunday best for the premiere of Imblot's romantic comedy, The Perfect Arrangement, a story of a young lady falling in love with two siblings. More details from the premiere and the movie in this opening report.
The storyline of Inkblot's latest romantic comedy, The Perfect Arrangement, almost spooked off most of its cast at the onset. It followed the dilemma of a young girl who unknowingly fell in love with two siblings, and many of the cast, including Bovi Woma, Debo Adebayo, popularly known as Mr. Macaroni, and Wofai Samuels, were shocked at the bizarre nature of the story at the get-go.
I was like, whoa, I ain't never done this before.
It's not perfect at all. As a matter of fact, it's the direct opposite.
The hard work is a lot of hard work.
You love two brothers. Madness!
The writer, Naz Onuzo, however, insists it's a completely relatable story.
I will not be a party to this.
This story, The Perfect Arrangement, started off as a conversation and then an idea of like what happens if a lady is in love with two brothers, and further conversation with my co-writer Pemi, and she did a draft and we worked together to get to the final draft, and basically all of us come together to tell a story that we thought was relatable and was fun. Well, I mean, that's the life you live, right? So you put yourself in a world where stuff happens, right? So like that's why it's perfect, right? Like it's like the pain is perfect and the love is perfect. So like if you are in a situation and you decide, it's going to end up in a situation that is good for you in the end.
Bovi played one of the siblings who had to fight for the love of the same girl. He understands that while it was a romantic comedy, he had to give more than just being another comic actor to get outside of his own shadow as a stand-up comedian.
Right, because it's a whole new level of emotions you have to unlock. So I went home, did my homework, prepared myself for it, because I didn't want a situation where people will see it and just assume, oh, because it's Bovi, it's going to just be funny and all that, comedy all the way. I mean, there were those moments, but basically I had to prime myself to be that lover boy who is madly in love and is not trying to make jokes. It's a good thing in the sense that if you keep doing the same thing over and over again, people will get bored, people will get tired. Right, so we have different genres, and time was when there were a few producers who would not go with the bandwagon and they will still do their stuff, right? And so for now, it's just a phase. Soon you are going to be seeing sci-fi, animation, documentaries and all that. So it's good. It just shows you how didactic the industry is.
Stop recording!
Comedian and social and political activist Mr. Macaroni played the part of an outsider whose selfish interest adds fuel to an already chaotic situation in the movie. He relates that to the current situation in the country.
Everyone, we all have a role to play, you understand? Everyone has a role to play, so we cannot be complaining about the system, be complaining about those that are running the system if we ourselves are not paying attention to the things that build that system. So I believe because everyone is running their own race, and sometimes we tend to forget that we are also in one way or the other enabling the path of corruption that we mostly complain about. So I strongly believe that if everyone will take a chill pill, you understand, and everyone will think about the adverse effect of their actions on society, I want to believe that everyone will act in a better way. And knowing that if everyone acts in a better way, conducts themselves properly, I mean, you do what is right, you don't follow one way, you don't, you do the basic things that you should do as a Nigerian citizen. It will build a culture of what's the word now? It will build a culture of order. It will build a culture of order, and everyone knows that, okay, we do things the right way.
In the movie, the influence of the parents can be sensed on the lead character, who unfortunately fell in love with two brothers. Wofai Samuel, who played a close ally of the girl, shares her thoughts on parents trying to live their lives in their children.
I feel like when it concerns society, parents should let their children make their choices, because the reason why Tade was confused was because her parents wanted her to marry someone that they've already ordained for her, but she was in love with the guy's younger brother. So that was where the confusion was. But if they let her make up her mind, she would have just gone for one person that she was really in love with. I don't see it as a problem personally, because at the end of the day, everybody has a choice, right? If my parents are forcing me to do what I don't want to do, I will not live my life for them. I'll make my decision because they've lived their life.
The premiere was attended by other Nollywood bigwigs, including Banky W and his wife Adeswa Itomi, filmmaker Bobby Boulders, also known as Tola Odunsi, and many others.